Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief, the movie and now TV show that inspires children around the world to shoot lightning out of their fingers. If you've ever stepped outside, which you probably haven't, you would know who this guy is and his millions of doppelgangers who just stepped out of Genshin. But those obstacles will not stop me in my path because today we'll be going word for word, bar for bar, for your favorite middle school novel, Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan. If you know nothing about Greek mythology, I suggest watching this video down below by Jake W. It's called Greek Mythology Explained. Or you could be a geek. Okay, so I think the writers forgot about this, but for some reason Annabeth doesn't appear, so just pretend she's been here the whole time, right? Anyways, they just keep on walking up the hill until they can finally get to Hades' palace. But Grover starts unusually walking uphill until it's revealed that his magical shoes that Percy was supposed to wear start tweaking out, They start fluttering and they try to drag him into the pits of Tartarus. Percy, being the hero, of course has to save him, so he dives down and saves him. Yippee! Anyways, they get to Hades' palace when Hades tells him that he actually didn't steal the Master Bolt and that he's lost his Helm of Darkness, aka, his symbol of power. And Percy tells Hades that he might need some help finding out who it is. Anyways, Percy looks into the bag, just pretend this is Hades' palace, and sees that he has the Master Bolt. I know, maybe he's the thief, but it turns out Ares gave him the bag, so maybe Ares is the thief. I know, guys. So, Hades shows Percy his mom, thinking that he can finally trade his Helm of Darkness back. Percy says he doesn't have it, and they use the pearls smashed under their feet so they can finally leave the underworld. And now they're ready to face on anything that comes on their way. So Percy and friends meet Ares on the beach of LA. So Percy and Ares just start fighting it out like normal civilized people. Ares kind of just WWE swings him over his shoulder, and it seems as if all hope is lost. Until Percy calls upon the power of the ocean, the tides start rising, starts calling towards Ares, and in one fatal swoop, water just crashes on top of Ares. I don't think that's gonna hurt him, but that doesn't matter. Anyways, the weird feeling Ares tries to get up and get his sword and get ready for another part of battle, but Percy in one quick swoop he just hurts him. Hurting a god is a very major thing, so he starts leaking ichor, aka God's blood. Ares shows him his true form, so everyone has to look away, so they don't get vaporized. Meanwhile, while everyone doesn't notice anything, they notice that where Ares is supposed to be, it turns out he had the Helm of Darkness the whole time. Also in the distance, Percy sees a house. When they go inside, it turns out the owner of the house is Miss Dodds. They hand over the Helm of Darkness so that Percy's mom can finally return back to Earth. And now, they don't have any way to go back to New York, so they can finally return to his lightning bolt.
I'm flying!
Percy doesn't listen to anybody's warning and flies all the way to New York instead. And I forgot to tell you this, but Annabeth and Grover, Percy just tells him to stay behind and go back to camp if anything goes wrong and tells tell Chiron what actually happened. So Percy goes up to the front desk and asks for an audience with Zeus. Secretary obviously knows what he means, so he goes all the way up into the elevator, into the Empire State Building, so he can finally go to Mount Olympus. Yeah, guys, I know. So Percy goes all the way up to see Mount Olympus. So he has to climb all the way up to like that war council room thingy, so he can finally return Zeus's bolt. So he meets Zeus up there and hands him over his bolt and tells him who really stole it, aka Ares. Zeus wants to blast him out of the sky until Poseidon comes in and tells him that Percy's mom finally returned. And they don't really show this in the TV show, but when Percy finally heads back home, Percy's mom is just there in the apartment because she doesn't remember anything that happened after the Minotaur. And now, no one thinks he's a fugitive, because after a bunch of spectators saw him fight Ares on the beach, now they think that Ares tried to kidnap Percy and his mother, and Grover, and Annabeth. So Percy finds a package on his bed, aka Medusa's head, the same head that he wanted to mail to Olympus' mom, and says, if Gabe is ever bothering you, just show him this, and he'll turn into stone. Anyways, Percy and his mom debate about if he wants to stay all year or just for the summer. Finally, Percy is gonna spend the rest of his summer back at camp, and when he comes back, everyone's cheering for him, and he reunites with Annabeth. That night, Luke takes Percy on a special trip around the forest, and where Luke shows his true colors and admits he stole the helm and the lightning bolt, and Kronos has been in his dreams telling him that he's always right. So has Ares. And Luke, now we know that Luke is now a bad guy. So he puts a scorpion on Percy's leg so he doesn't move and go tattle to Chiron. And Percy is obviously scared. And he finds out that that's what the prophecy said. You'll be betrayed by one who calls you a friend. Percy comes up and uncaps his pen. Then Luke just runs away. Anyways, Percy makes a full recovery and tells Chiron that he will not be going here for the whole school year. And Chiron tells him that Kronos is a very persuasive guy. Anyways, Grover, you know that guy? He finally got his searcher's license, and now he's gonna look overseas to find the lost god Pan. And now, Percy finally